Hi, my name is Austin Blue, and I have the privilege of talking to you about the next generation technology that is going to help you process, interpret, analyze all of your analytical data, really from the ease of the internet, the simplicity of the browser. And so, among the many different challenges of analytical data, one of the main obstacles from smooth sailing is that the data is coming from many different techniques, many different formats, many different sources. So, the question becomes, how do we get that data to our consumers? Well, collecting different data files from different techniques and putting them really into one platform. And so, who are the consumers really of this analytical data? And one is the analytical chemists or the chemists in general, or the data scientists. And so, two kind of perspectives here. The chemists want the data on demand. They want to be looking at the spectra, they are looking at the chromatograms to analyze, interpret, process all of that data. Whereas in the back end, the data scientists, they care more about the IT specific tools, the tables, the metadata, and they use all of that to analyze the trends, right? From a study that ACDLabs actually has done last year, the link is at the below the bottom of the screen there. We found out that 9 out of 10 scientists or more, actually more specifically, 92% of scientists use two or more techniques to actually characterize a sample. They use two or more instruments for analysis in their lab, and they actually use two or more software applications to process said data from different instruments, different techniques. And so, because of the wide diversity, data handling becomes actually challenging for these users. Lots of conversations just this past weekend about how different users from commercial, industry, and academics are using different softwares from different techniques, having to go back and forth from one another, right? This is because users have to be trained on all several of these techniques, right? That is a big challenge, but this requires multiple user sessions. The company's IT, on top of that, their department need to be trained on how to support all of these diversifying applications. And there becomes a very limited list on device compatibility. Through the Spectrus platform, we provide the broadest array of analytical instrument integration possible through the partnerships that you see on the screen here. And so this is particularly intriguing to those who process, analyze these analytical data, while reprocessing is also available. Along with the support across different formats, automation services are actually available through data marshaling. And so you're actually able to process, interpret, through the Spectrus platform. And lastly, you are actually able to contextualize that data and search the database using metadata, chemical structures, or spectra, etc. Now, the Spectrus family makes analytical data handling much easier, combining the existing Spectrus platform with the convenience of now a browser-based application, which again brings more low IT overhead, streamlined user management, device compatibility across PC and Mac users, and the user accessibility, really from the ease of the internet, right? Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, etc. Now, to switch gears, we want to show you what it you would be seeing from the customer perspective into the interface of the Spectrus.js browser-based software. Because of the flexible deployment options, you can choose to deploy it on the cloud or on premises, depending on the organization. Spectrus.js brings seamless integration with the major instruments right now and it supports a variety of instruments from NMR, Chrome, and hyphenated MS. Along with that, it offers a simple, convenient user experience. It reduces the barrier of actually accessibility, right? What we just talked about. And on top of the seamless integration, we are constantly adding new partnerships as well. Now, starting off, you'll be able to process and interpret your chromatography data. So this is really what an LC data set looks like. You'll be able to see the experimental chromatogram itself, obviously, the chemical structure itself, and the chemical structure widget here, it actually has its own little box along with the drawing widget, where you can also update or upload .mol files or SD files. You can also have all of your metadata there, which is imported and visualized along with the processing tools on the left. And you can see it's a very, very easy interface, along with obviously your automated table of components as well. Now, along with chromatography, you'll be able to view all of your low resolution data in this example. Similar to the previous slide with any MS and UV spectra, SD files of structures when imported, you'll be able to drag and drop where you can click to assign peaks and the software will tell you if the match is suitable or not. With viewing 1D and 2D NMR now, you still have your interactive processing tool on the left-hand side. You'll be able to combine your 1D and 2D spectra in one interface instead of switching back and forth between tabs and screens. On the right, you can have all of your tabulated results as well, your chemical shifts, your multiplets, etc. It also might be worthy note to note that you can configure all of these boxes. These boxes are actually called widgets. So if you wanted your interactive processing tool on the right or use Spectra on the right, your structure on the left, top and bottom, you have the unique configurability to organize your interface the way that you want to see it. Now, the Spectrus.js reporting function is quite unique in this case in its ability to dynamically change on the fly. And what I mean by that is after setting up the report template, however you want, up to your preference, there's a function to further process the peaks and chromatograms within the report itself. So you can see at the top of the report template here, if you wanted to add or remove peaks, you can do so from the report template as well. And if you make any changes on the previous slide to your chromatograms, it automatically updates on the report. And lastly, you'll be able to actually save your custom preferred template and share it across multiple users as well. Beyond just the basic capabilities of interpreting your NMR and processing your NMR data 1D and 2D, ACDLabs actually provides the gold standard in NMR predictions. So with the appropriate licenses, you'll actually have the same ability to leverage these predictions within the Spectrus.js browser-based software. You have your spectral prediction, your structure verification, everything that is in the existing NMR prediction algorithms that exist in Spectrus right now. We've basically transferred that over to the ease of the browser-based Spectrus.js. Now, beyond that, you are obviously able to search your data through these databases, being able to search through different parameters, being area percentage, peak retention time, chemical structure, etc. This image right here represents what your data could look like from within the web. So you'll be able to browse and query all of your new data files within the interface by chemical structures, LC and MS data at the top. Again, you can configure this to have, the windows in a place where you would prefer. You have your metadata fields and obviously your NMR spectra as well. Now, how does this look like to deploy into your organization? Without going into too much detail, as mentioned in previous slides, Spectrus.js can actually be integrated into your organization, either deployed on premises or through a simple installer hosted on your environment. For those that are more IT focused, like the data scientist that would like to see the data as well, as we talked about earlier in the presentation, you will have access through an API so that you can access all of your own data through various commands as well. Now, to summarize, again, Spectrus.js is very well known, for its ease of deployment, whether it's on premises or on the cloud, the seamless integration with several major instruments, the vendor, the technique neutrality of the software as well, and again, with the ease of accessing it literally through any browser base that is most used. But right now, again, we do have multi-technique and multi-vendor capabilities within MS, chromatography, and NMR. And to mention again, with the appropriate licenses, you will be able to leverage our NMR gold standard predictions and store all of it in a knowledge management system. Now, in the future, we will be working towards supporting other analytical techniques, as well as adding some of our more advanced tools and transitioning, integrating all of those Spectrus algorithms and tools into to transfer in to this technology of Spectrus.js.